Hey guys, so today we are going over a pretty simple 1.13 concept. But anyways, so this video is to cover basic setup for functions with repeating ticks and loading things, so like tick and load. And then I'll talk a little bit about strategies for creating a function pack. There won't be much going on in here, it's mainly in the files. So let's hop on over to the files. So these are my data packs. Data packs are the new thing you use. You can have more than one data pack. Here I have one for the infinity flowers, I have one for math, I have one for test, and I have one for data pack. It's called data pack. So we're going to create a data pack, and what you need is you need to create a new folder in your data packs and call it tick slash load, tick load. I'll call it tick load. All right, so we'll go into the tick load, and you need to. I have a previous video that I'll have a link in the description for, which talks about creating functions, like setting up files for functions. But basically, you just take this stuff. So you got the pack.mc meta file, just like how a resource pack has a pack.mc meta file. Format is 3. Inside it, you go data, and then you go the name, so test, and then inside we have functions, and we have a list of functions here. I'm going to delete all of these except for main, so you can see how to use this. So let me take out the main. Let's delete that. Then let's go over here, and let's go back. So we want the main to repeat in the game without having an actual command block there. So then what you need is this. So I'll go over what it is. What you need is to go test functions, all right? Now see how we go to test, right? Instead of going into test, we're going to put this new thing called Minecraft. You're going to make a new folder called Minecraft. Inside the folder, you have one called tags. Inside tags, you have one called functions. Inside functions, you have these two JSON files, which I will have a downloaded zip file in the description of everything we work on today. So you can go over it, copy and paste it, and use it in yours. I don't expect anybody to memorize the JSON format. I have it pretty well down pretty well, but even I don't have it memorized. So tick.json and load.json. Tick.json is going to play one of your files that's inside the function file. So what is this called? This function file is called tick load. So we'll put tick load colon, and then which one you want it to start. We'll call it init. All right. Then you can also make, so this will, when the game, actually, no, sorry, this is tick.json. So let's make it main, all right? So as soon as you go into your world, it'll play tick colon main, this function, over and over and over in your world until, it works like a repeating command block. Then over here, we got load, and load will play this one time when you type slash reload when you first load it. So let's go tick load colon init. Init just means the start, init, initialize, right? So let's pop back into here. Let's name this tick load to be consistent. And I have to close that. I can't have it open. Tick load. There we go. So when I go in here, we have functions and we got main. All right, cool. So main is going to do something, and I'll just make it do say hi so you can get what is going on. And load, we're playing the init. So let's go with init. And in init, you want to do set block. Let's do execute. And I didn't go over execute yet in a video like specifically. I'm gonna try and tackle that soon. But just take my word for this. Execute as add a add s, or just add a. Run set block diamond underscore block. So as soon as we load the resource pack, or type slash reload, as soon as we load the, not resource pack, the data pack, it will play this one command that's in the function file, which sets the block to diamond block. So if I go into here and type slash reload, it'll start spamming me with hi, and it'll set one block to diamond. There you go, only once. And as you can see, I'm getting spammed with hi really, really, really fast, because this is better than putting a repeating command block to play the function. This is honestly the best way to do the repeating everything. So that's the best way. All right. Now, that's pretty much all. There's one other thing that is an interesting thing that you can do. So let me do /data. This is how you disable them. Datapack disable. And let's disable tick load so that it stops spamming us. See how I can type in the chat now and it doesn't spam me. All right, good. So let's actually do this. So scoreboard, let's play sidebar. If you didn't see the scoreboards tutorial, you can check that out, or if you already know it. That one was my previous video right before this one. So what do we got? We got, oh, okay. So if I do this, right, and I did a previous video on the set block, see this? In the side here, it tells me information about the block. It's called red wool, but it's part of the family #wool. So if I do /set block #wool, it won't let me, right? Because it won't let me set a family, right? But if I do stone, and then I do stone replace, sorry, I'll do fill for this area, right? And then I'll fill it with iron blocks, and we will replace #wool, right? So it does nothing. But if there was a wool in there, it'll replace it with iron. And if there is, and it will only replace the iron block, and it doesn't matter what color it is because they're all part of the family #wools. But you can actually make your own families. So back to this thing, there's a way to make your own families of blocks, which is really cool. I used it in my bullets for my COD game. If you haven't seen it, if it's not out by the time you're watching this video, it probably is out by the time you're watching this video because I'm making it before 1.13 officially releases. But I made a server, and it's either coming out soon or already out. Where if it's already out, you'll see one of my newer videos will have something with it. But what it does is you right click like anything, like a diamond pickaxe that has certain tags on it, and it basically just guns, right? It's Call of Duty Zombies. But for the guns, I used a bullet. But the bullets have a little special information about them because the bullet will stop when it hits a wall, right? But it doesn't mean that it'll stop when it stops encountering air. It stops when it collides with a block that it's not supposed to collide with. So what I have here, if I go into the Minecraft tags again, I have this new folder that I added called blocks, and this new file that's called bullets.json. So this is a list of all the blocks that I say the bullet can't go through, which is cool. Okay, because then you can pick a set of blocks that you want to alter. So for ours, we want to turn, I don't know, stone types into iron blocks because we're doing some kind of alchemy thing, right? And you want the player to be able to put whatever materials that you decide will turn into something. So we'll do alchemy. So let's pretend we do some magic-y, hubba wubba crap good stuff, right? And we're going to put this stone all around, right? We want it so that we can fill this area with iron blocks for each of these different blocks, because these stones are different blocks. This is stone, this is granite, this is diorite, this is andesite, right? So if I do this and do iron block replace hashtag, see, there's none. They don't have a group for stones. I don't have a group for just stone. They're stone bricks, but that won't do it. So we want to make one for all types of generic stone, just like they used to have, where they have stone with damage values, okay? So what we're going to do is add them in. We're going to close this. Let's rename it to stone, which is what we want, stone with the damage values, just like 1.12. So inside, and you'll notice it looks really similar to the tick, the same as the load. You do open bracket, hashtag, quotes values, colon, square bracket, close square bracket, and all this stuff inside with the quotes, okay? But this time, what you put inside the quotes inside are blocks. So Minecraft :stone, Minecraft :andesite, Minecraft diorite, Minecraft granite. All right. So this means that if this family, whenever I reference hashtag stones, it will reference these 4 types of blocks. So let me type /reload, and let me also add some polished stuff so you can see that it's not I'll add one polish so you can see that it's not picking the polish, it's picking our family. So let's go here and let's do hashtag, and now you hit tab. You can start typing the name. Let's see. Oh, I have to enable the resource pack. Datapack. Datapack. Enable. Tick load. All right. Pack file tick load is already enabled. All right. Unexpected error occurred trying to execute that command. This happened. Sorry, I have a hashtag. All right, that's the issue. Be careful, because if you make one little mistake in these, your thing won't work. Oh, I have a hashtag here too. All right. There you go. Now we'll get a diamond block and it'll spam us. But now when we go like this, we have a new thing we can do if we type hashtag ST. Oh, here we go, a new one, hashtag stone. And what do you know? It turned these into iron, but it didn't turn this into iron because we didn't have that in our types. All right? So hopefully that was pretty clear for you. You can set up using tags, you go into, you create a new folder inside your data pack called Minecraft, go into that folder, tags. Using functions, you can dictate which functions, and you can do multiple ones. You can do comma, enter with the quotes in another one, right? You can put another one down here. You can pick what functions play when you load the resource pack, and you can use tick to pick what functions play when you have like every tick of the game. All right? And then if you use blocks, you can create families of blocks. So this is stone. Now, if I wanted to include something in the family, like I can, if I wanted to include a family in the family, that's when I can use hashtag, which means family, Minecraft:wool. And what this will do is it'll let any type of wool also turn into iron blocks. It'll let any type of wool also be accepted in this family, as opposed to having, because if I didn't use this family symbol, then I would have to type each one individually, red underscore wool, yellow underscore wool, green underscore wool. But this family will include the other family. And you can, cross-reference families. So now you have stone as a family. You can go into another block family and add hashtag stone family to that family. So I'm saying family a lot and it's sounding weird. Hopefully you guys can understand how these block sets work. But let's go ahead and do this. We'll put wooden planks there. We'll put granite there. When we do this, now it replaced the granite and the wool, because wool is a part of the family, which is cool. All right, so hopefully you guys found that useful. It's a little bit complicated, not too bad. The cons, making it happen isn't bad, but understanding what's going on and how to use it is going to be the biggest challenge. Now, in general, just a little closer is to talk about my little tips for how to set up command block things. So I would use the tick JSON to run one function only. I wouldn't put commas here because it'll get really laggy if you have a bunch. And I would use the load to load whatever I need. I have a couple things that get loaded, a couple different, for different sections of my function packs that I typically create. But if it's a small functions data pack thing that it does, then you only need one. And I would use the init to create scoreboards. That because you need the scoreboards if your thing uses scoreboards. And then I would also create another file that does the opposite of init, that deletes scoreboards. There might be a tag. I don't know yet. I haven't looked into it too deep, but there might be something besides the tick and the load. There might be an unload or a delete one that you can do too. I'll get back to you on that, or I'll leave a comment in the description. But yeah, so what I would do is I'd have a main, and the main is going to be what runs all the time. And I would keep this thing at most 10 repeating commands. At most, okay? Like, this thing shouldn't be constantly running. Like, it should only, like, the commands in it should be limited, and when the commands activate should be limited as much as you can. So in my zombies game, where we have guns, like legit looking guns, right? It takes me, I think I have maybe 13 constant running commands in the main file that gets played. And of those commands, none of them constantly activate. They have little if statements and stuff that make it so they don't work all the time. So pretty much nothing's constantly running. But when somebody and this is just has to do with setting up how you like you want to manipulate the way that you're making things so that it works with the efficiency that you plan. So for a server, you obviously want to make things as efficient as possible. So that's why we have for the server, what I did is I used a carrot on a stick that you right click to trigger the shooting, as opposed to a left click. You could do a left click trigger for shooting, but it takes a lot more constant commands. So you kind of have to work with the limitations. Okay, but for general function data pack setups, I would try and keep the main as limited as possible. Make sure that the init is initializing all of your functions, right? Initializing all of your scoreboards and stuff, as well as the player scores. And then I would use a lot of folders, like a lot of folders. So like part one and like stuff like that. Just use a lot of folders with a lot of functions split up, because really the more folders in multiple sets of functions you have, the more complicated checking you can get to get less commands running. If you don't know what I'm saying, so what is more commands? So I have this goes here, then it goes to 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 here, and then it eventually stops, right? So that's like a lot of checking. But what you want to do is it goes here, and either it stops or it continues. Stops or it continues. Stops or it continues and stops, etc. Right? So this is going to be less because you have it constantly making sure that certain things are met or not met, and it stops. Because when you get to a function file, it's going to play every command in that function file. So if you split it up into many function files with checks, right, each time before, so I go to this function file, play all the commands, right? Then it checks, let's see, are they supposed to get to the next function file? Is the next set of commands supposed to happen? Or do they not meet the criteria and we just stop doing things, all right? As opposed to this one, which will do play all the functions, 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 all that good stuff. And it'll just keep playing it until, I mean, like, sure, it probably can, you can get the same thing happening with both of these, but this one's more efficient because it plays less overall commands because they're compartmentalized. And honestly, it's kind of easier to understand if it's this way, because if you do it this way, you have to add the checking into each individual command. So this would be like, so here we do all these, a bunch of commands, right? And first we check, does the player have $1,000? Okay. If the player has $1,000, give them the item. If the player has $1,000, remove $1,000. All right. So that's two commands that say if the player has $1,000. All right. It's a lot easier to do. Does the player have $1,000? Yes. Then give them the whatever they want. Give them their thing and remove their money. Does the player have $1,000? No. Okay. Don't do anything. It's a lot easier to go that way with the branches. So I would suggest doing that. It's hard to explain in theory, but it's a lot easier to get it if you just practice making function stuff a lot. So anyways, that's all I had for you guys today. If I have a little thing at the end where I give a little suggestion for future projects, something you can, a little challenge, right? I don't think anybody got my challenge from the last one with the modulus, but anyway, so this one, the challenge is going to be to design, let's see, design a data pack, right, that will find, design a data pack where when the player puts on a full golden armor, when the player is wearing full golden armor, okay, then everything he touches that is made of stone types, including polished cobblestone and diorite, andesite, and well, all of those stone things he touches, including stone slabs and stone staircases, all those things turn to gold, like a Mida kind of thing going on. So when you wear full gold armor, everything turns to gold. And then you can also make, when you wear full gold armor, um, anytime you step on water, you take damage because it's like rust. Okay, so that, if in my mind, thinking about how we could approach this and how many it's going to take, it should only take you one command in the main function to make the stone blocks turn to gold. All right, and to pick all those stone blocks, you would use a tag blocks, right? Just like we went over, where you can make a family. And then it would take one more command to deal like some kind of poison damage when they enter the water. And you should be able to use selectors, which I have a selectors video. You can check out my playlist. I will have a link to the place in the description of the my command blocks tutorials, and I have a list of ones for 1.13 already. There's one on selectors, so you can use selectors with MBT to check if the player is wearing this full golden armor like they're supposed to. Alright guys, other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.